My name's Miranda Ballard. My husband Roland and I started Muddy Boots Real Foods Limited together here in Worcestershire.
I'm Roland from Muddy Boots. I run the company with my wife Miranda. We set it up 3 years ago when we quit our jobs in London and came home to my family farm, which my dad's had for 40 years.
We were looking at his dad's herd of Aberdeen Angus beef and thinking, you know, there's got to be something in this. Why isn't somebody doing a brand of really good quality convenience food? And then we just had this niggling thought that perhaps we wanted to try running a company together. We'd saved up a bit of money, we were going to buy a flat, but we took that money for the deposit instead and spent it all on a company, and we got going. We got a few lucky breaks, appeared in a BBC One television series, we got to meet a national retailer, we started supplying them now, and that contract's recently tripled, and we hope to grow as big as we can. We've always had our sights set on being a national company, and we'll see where that ends up.
In planning the expansion, we actually needed to go ahead and get additional funding to what we could achieve. The reason for this was twofold. We firstly needed more of a mentor role in the business, but also we needed the money to actually be able to pay for everything in advance and things like that.
The growth strategy from now that we've committed totally to the beef burgers, is with the help of retail. So we're growing as large as we can through being on the shelves in supermarkets, as much as we can still control, but as well keeping our online, our home delivery to have a major part of the company that we still control. So we hope that our growth strategy will be the safest that we can, to have retail, wholesale to some restaurants as well, but also the online home delivery to still keep control of a third of the company.
The biggest challenges we face as a larger business now are keeping on top of your cash flow. Everything's a lot more real. You've got a lot more people that we're having supply us, so we have to be a lot better on that. And the other thing is ourselves, actually making sure that we grow into the new roles that we've created for ourselves and don't hark back to what we were.
The biggest changes that we've had to make so far to expand, although the actual day-to-day runnings here with Roland and me working in the office, that hasn't changed a huge amount, but outsourcing production to free me up out of the kitchen has meant that Roland and I essentially are now dedicated sales and marketing. The other thing that we're going to have to look at is distribution, because at the moment the Muddy Boots chiller van still drives into the huge retailer's hub and surrounded by these vast lorries, and it's quite amusing. But at one point, hopefully, volume will be bigger than we can do ourselves, which is a good problem to have.
The biggest benefits we've seen since expansion has been profit. Actually seeing economies of scale come to fruition, rather than knowing about them, actually benefiting from them. But mainly actually just seeing your company blossom in the way that you'd intended and envisioned when you set out at the very beginning. My 3 top tips when deciding to expand a business is firstly, know all your costs, know cash flow, know where you're going to make your savings, know everything in and out. Where if you need to go and get investment, only borrow what you need financially. Don't sort of overcompensate it and end up selling an extra % of your company. And the third thing would be, make sure you know where your company you want it to be. It's a lot to sort of suddenly say, I want to be a national company. It's a very easy thing to say, but is it actually what you want at the end of the day?
Roland's and my role has changed hugely in the last year since we outsourced production, but particularly in the last 5 months since we've expanded with the retailers and volume has increased and we've settled into a routine having outsourced production. The simplest thing is we stripped away all the time that meant that we were either stuck in the office with our head in the computer or stuck in the kitchen making the actual burgers. Because we realised that if we were going to put our names on the brand, and even the photo of us sitting on a hay bale, people expected us to be the face of the brand as well. We couldn't have it both ways. And we needed to get out there to be the salespeople and market it.